I'm visiting every country in Asia in video games. Now, this entire series has been a lighthearted look at every Asian country in video games regardless of politics. But of course, that's impossible to do for a country that is actively experiencing a genocide and the other side that is causing it. Finding video games set in Palestine and Israel is not an easy task, and this is the part where things are gonna get controversial. Sure, there are plenty of games like Assassin's Creed that take place in Jerusalem, except nobody can agree on which country that is. And while not typically a requirement, I felt like finding games actually developed by these countries was an important aspect, and when I did my search for games developed and set in these countries, this is where I find the most interesting contrast. On the Israel side, they have the financial means and opportunity to develop games in Tel Aviv, yet almost all of those games are stripped of any Israeli culture in order to appeal to the mass markets. Games like Raid Shadow Legends. Those that are actually set and based in Israel always have you playing as the IDF and committing violence against Palestinians. The best example of that is a game called Intifada, released all the way back in 1989. That is how long this has been going on for, and no matter how hard you look, you will not find a game that portrays Israel as a victim trying to survive a war. Intifada is just one of dozens of games showcasing the violence against Palestinians, and even back then it was controversial for how it portrayed the violence against them. Now, compare this to games developed and set in Palestine, where there isn't many, because unlike Israel, they don't have billions of dollars of funding from other countries to prop up their economy to have even the opportunity to develop games. Yes, I will admit, there are still controversial and violent games to be found, but there are a handful of games showcasing the average Palestinian just trying to survive the horrible things happening in their country, all while just trying to exist. And the best example of that is a mobile game called Leela and the Shadows of War. Similar to the game that I played for Syria, it was made by a solo dev living in Palestine, using his real-life experiences to portray a family trying to survive invasions in their city. Its goal was to raise awareness about how Palestinian civilians are being treated in Gaza by the IDF, and was actually banned by the Apple App Store until public outcry was enough to have them bring it back. It was originally released in 2016, and it ended up coming to PC in 2021 as a fundraising event to help the citizens of Palestine. And I think it's great, because just like how there are books or movies to share a first-hand experience of war, video games are just another form of art to help spread that experience. I know the comments are coming, like, stick to just playing video games, stop making it political. But like I said, until the genocide in Gaza at the hands of Israel stops, it's impossible to talk about anything else when you talk about these countries. This isn't a political issue, this is a human rights issue, and if you have the means, I encourage you to donate to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund to help the children who are suffering in Gaza and free Palestine.